In an unexpected turn of events, reality TV, viewers are going crazy over a late-night incident that is now degenerating into complete mayhem. Yes, Yandy Smith's husband, Mendeecees Harris, was purportedly seen on camera with Rasheeda Frost, and it wasn't merely a friendly photo session. Oh no, there is a lot of heat surrounding this one. Intimate rumors, and now rumors of a leaked personal film that are rocking the internet. According to people familiar with the matter, Mendeecees and Rashida were seen becoming overly at ease during a private after-hours event in Atlanta, but it was only the start. Anonymous accounts began implying the presence of a compromising video within hours, and let's just say that it's not a TikTok dance collaboration. The streets are talking, fans are in disbelief, and social media is ablaze with irrational rumors. Has Rashida finished cleaning up Kirk's mess? Is Yandy being abandoned by Mendeecees? Above all, is the video authentic? You'll be clutching your pearls after hearing what's going to happen, so stay right here. The betrayal and the drama are more complex than anyone anticipated. Unimaginable. It all began on what appeared to be a typical Thursday night in Atlanta, complete with flashing lights, velvet ropes, and muggy air outside one of the most upscale after-hours lounges in the city. It was an invitation-only, exclusive, and high-level guest list. However, when two of reality TV's most divisive personalities enter the room, even the most private events can't remain secret. Collectively, Mendeecees Harris and Rasheeda Frost, according to witnesses, came in the same car just minutes apart, igniting rumors right away. Rashida was the first to emerge, smiling, immaculate, and composed in a sleek, curve-hugging black satin dress. Mendeecees trailed after, his head lowered beneath a low-fitting cap. The cameras? They never fail. Fans initially thought it was a coincidence. Perhaps they simply happened to attend the same event. However, the video presented a different picture. They spent the entire night together, not just there. One attendee claimed that they even departed together through the rear entrance at roughly 2:40 a.m., while sitting next to each other in the VIP area, leaning in close, whispering, and laughing. No protection, no entourage, only the two of them. Twitter was ablaze by the time the sun rose. A shaky 15-second video that was leaked showed Mendeecees standing right behind Rashida at the bar, his hand briefly touching on her lower back while she mumbled something in his ear. In order to examine every detail, fans slowed down the video frame by frame. All of you. One person tweeted, "This isn't any Hey Sis energy. Mendeecees done risk it all for the Frost Queen." Wrote another. The memes were vicious. The energy was disorganized. Then things worsened. A story that lighted the match on a powder keg was shared by an anonymous Instagram blog, which is well known for revealing details about celebrities before the mainstream media does. Unverified but strong rumors from the ATL community claim that a private video of Mendeecees and Rashida is making the rounds in group conversations. Allegedly recently filmed. Supposedly quite intimate. The responses came quickly. The fans were shaken. Those who supported Frost were living in denial. Yandy fans were incensed. Kirk Frost, too. He became really quiet. Not post. Not a tale. Not even his typical selfies at the gym. Just vanished. People realized then that this was more than simply a rumor aimed at gaining influence. There had been a serious incident. Rashida eventually shared something on her Instagram story, but it was just a black screen with the words, "Some things are just," as the hours passed. Misinterpreted. That ambiguous statement did not diffuse the situation. Indeed, it exacerbated it. Did you misunderstand? What aspects of a leaked video are misinterpreted? What about back entrances at night? About intimate moments captured on film? Yandy, however, didn't remain silent for very long. She shared a rotating collection of family pictures on social media within a day, writing, "I stand tall in truth, love, and loyalty. Always will, always have." The comments poured in. Is this shade? Is Mendeecees unfaithful? Where can I find the video? The public was demanding answers as the pressure mounted. However, this is where everything started to go awry. A second video came to light just as people were starting to move on, thinking this was simply another exaggerated story. This one is lengthier, clearer, and definitely personal. Although it wasn't stated directly, it was. Revealing. Mendeecees and Rashida were sitting by themselves in what appeared to be a private lounge area. She took off her heels. He took off his jacket. Her fingers barely touched his thigh as the two of them laughed gently. For a moment too long to be innocent, she leans forward and rests her head on his shoulder. The internet went crazy. Then the deluge of direct messages, screenshots, and purported witness reports arrived. According to one, ever since the most recent round of Kirk's infidelity scandal became viral, Rashida has been confiding in Mendeecees for months. According to another, Mendeecees felt neglected in his marriage as Yandy concentrated on her activism and work. According to the source, they leaned on each other. Then they went down. The chemistry in that leaked video was evident regardless of whether that was accurate. Fans started seeing parallels between Rashida's silence, which always said more than words, Kirk's lengthy history of disrespect, and Mendeecees' charisma and emotional openness. Was this the tipping point for her? Her gentle flight? However, no one had verified the footage, which purports to show much more than a shoulder lean. Rumor had given way to obsession over the presence of a private, intimate, and potentially sexual video. Desperate for evidence, people were searching Reddit and Telegram channels. Some said they saw it, but their descriptions were hazy. Some claimed it was all a ruse. Nevertheless, a sense of truth persisted. Rasheeda and Mendeecees appeared to be caught in the eye of a storm, and there was a particular weight to the way they stayed abnormally quiet and cautious with their posts. According to insiders, the Frost home was in utter disarray. Kirk was reportedly taken by surprise and was requesting explanations behind the scenes. The couple's close pal told an Atlanta-based podcast that Kirk had packed up and left their shared house days earlier because he felt publicly humiliated. He is upset. Mostly, though, he feels ashamed. With everyone watching, it appears that the roles have finally been reversed. And the storyline? It was only getting thicker. For suddenly, Kirk's longtime side chick and child's mother, Jasmine, yes, that Jasmine, entered the conversation with a post that sent shockwaves across the timeline. A lip-glossed selfie with the message, "Are you upset with Rashida for doing what Kirk has been doing? Give that woman some space." The remarks were harsh. One person remarked, "Jasmine choosing violence. She had been anticipating this day." Another person added, "There was more to the story than two individuals embroiled in a scandal. It has to do with retaliation. Cycles, secrets, a triangle of love turned square." All of the emotions were running high. Yandy, who maintained her composure in public but unfollowed several ATL influencers, Rashida, who remained largely silent save for one cryptic post about choosing peace over people-pleasing, and Kirk, who was embarrassed and apparently crashed at a hotel downtown. Mendeecees. He had remained silent. To fans, no. Not to the media. Not even a tweet. However, a person close to him claims that he's trying to get ahead of it. He is aware of the situation and is getting ready for the consequences. That sounded bad, whatever it meant. At that point, events took a different direction. Because late one evening, an anonymous email with the subject line, "You're missing the real story," was sent to a blogger. A screenshot purportedly showing a text exchange between Mendeecees and a user saved on his phone under the name R was attached. "That night was a mistake," the note said. "We gave in to the moment. I apologize." A voicemail was leaked by a second source right after that blog posted the screenshot. In a voice that was definitely that of Rashida, a lady said, "I didn't want it to happen like that. I didn't mean to hurt anyone." Comfort was the only thing that was intended. The crowd froze. Coziness? The murmurs became roars. Not only had the video occurred, but did they now regret it? Had they gone over a boundary they weren't even aware they had crossed? And as the rumors grew, everyone came to the same conclusion. This story was not going away anytime soon. The harm became clear when the voicemail leak reverberated over the internet. It wasn't supposed to be anything more than comfort. Rashida said in a delicate, nearly broken voice that touched everyone who heard it. Fans were astonished not only by the act, but also by the emotion that went along with it. This was no lust-related scandal. It had to do with suffering, vulnerability, and stepping over a line that would never be unstepped. Hashtags such as #RasheedaGate, #Mendeecees, and #ComfortGoneWrong were trending on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter by the next morning. The analysis evolved from speculation. Looping clips were played. By analyzing body language, comparing timestamps, and attempting to put together the timeline of treachery, fans turned to become investigators. Had weeks passed since this began? Months? Had Kirk known all along? What about Yandy too? For her part, Yandy persisted in putting on a united front in public. She uploaded a video of herself and her kids, grinning despite the clear anxiety. "A mother's strength lies in her silence," was the caption she posted. Don't see it as weakness, though. There was anarchy in the comment area. She was commended by some for maintaining her style. Others pleaded with her to tell the truth. However, behind closed doors, insiders said she was devastated. According to a family source, she's hurt. She feels ashamed. This was unexpected to her. She had respect for Rasheeda. Mendeecees vowed that nothing was happening. Now though, that voicemail, that video. Everything adds up. Yandy's world is also collapsing. Rasheeda's crew was rushing back in Atlanta. Several planned appearances for her apparel business were reportedly abruptly postponed. Her manager of social media ceased posting. Her vlog on YouTube went black. What about behind the scenes? According to reports, Rasheeda had severed ties with all but her mother and one close friend. She was going downhill. Kirk too? At last he spoke up, but not in the way anybody had anticipated. Kirk made an unexpected appearance on a since-deleted Instagram Live, seemingly inebriated and obviously distraught. He addressed the camera directly while seated in what appeared to be a hotel room, saying, "You guys find it amusing. Seeing my wife like this out there? Everyone is acting as though she is innocent today, even though I have been dragged for years. No, I'm not flawless, but I'm never perfect. I never do this clumsy stuff on video, man. Just wait, everyone." I also received receipts. Fans were taken aback. Was Kirk going to reveal something shocking of his own? What did he mean by receipts? And was this whole thing becoming a husband-wife retaliation war? "You weren't crying when you were creeping on me, so don't cry now," Jasmine wrote in the comments before anyone could even comprehend that. People are now pulling Kirk and Jasmine back into the middle of the scene after that one remark started a new round of mayhem. One question, though, stood out above the rest despite all of this noise. Where is the entire video? People were in a grave situation. Online, fake videos began to appear, blurry, irrelevant footage with deceptive captions. Traffic to Telegram groups soared. Thousands of comments are left on Reddit topics. Fans described the snippets they claimed to have seen as intense, intimate, and unmistakably real. However, nobody had the entire video until this mysterious message was posted by a burner account on X, previously Twitter. It's 3:47 minutes. A hotel room. Atlanta. A single camera angle. It's true. And it will happen. Within minutes, the tweet was removed, but not before screenshots were obtained and circulated widely. Fans realized that it was more than simply drama as the rumor mill sprung into activity once more. Someone was holding the smoking gun in this situation, which involved careers, marriages, and reputations. Mendeecees was reportedly hiding in New York at the time, evading photographers, not answering phones, and only reacting to legal advice. He was preparing a statement, according to people close to him, but he was also struggling emotionally. He didn't think it would get this far, one insider stated. He assumed it would remain silent. However, the leak, that voicemail, everything altered as a result. Lawyers were being called in the background. Several blogs apparently received cease and desist letters. According to reports, Rasheeda's team was attempting to identify the leak's origin. Mendeecees too. He had said to a friend in private, "I didn't know someone was recording," according to a screenshot of a group chat that was released. "I promise, it was confidential. That wasn't supposed to be seen." But privacy had long since vanished. The damage was already done. Additionally, some supporters demanded accountability, while others called for empathy. For a long time, Rashida was seen as the strong woman who remained faithful in spite of everything Kirk did. She served as the model for rebuilding and forgiving. But now, that picture was destroyed. A few admirers felt deceived. Others were relieved. One fan commented, "She is human. She is also entitled to her break." The backlash, however, was genuine. Her image, her brand, and her morals were all questioned. Was this her true identity from the beginning? Had she kept quiet about Kirk on purpose? Was this entire controversy only the beginning of something much more sinister? A site posted a fuzzy snapshot of what appeared to be hotel surveillance footage, dated just one night before the original video was allegedly made, which further complicated the story. It featured Mendeecees and Rashida strolling down a corridor hand in hand. They had their heads together. They didn't appear hurried. They took a look, cozy. A whole new layer was introduced at this instant. Because this wasn't a one-night error if the footage was authentic. There was more to this, something sentimental, perhaps even continuing. Then the most surprising thing of all happened. Yandy and Kirk were seen together. Indeed, together. The two were seated opposite from one another at a quiet corner cafe in Midtown when paparazzi-style pictures of them surfaced. No grins, don't hold hands. Just serious expressions and deep talk. Supporters were perplexed. Was this a counsel for war? A calculated truce? Or even more? Some others hypothesized that Yandy and Kirk were working together for survival rather than retaliation. The stakes were both their pictures, their trademarks, their households. Furthermore, nothing is ever as it seems in the realm of reality TV. It was more than just a leaked video by this point. It has to do with coalitions. Regarding who would tell the narrative first, who would go public, who would interrupt the story, and who would get left behind. The public continued to raise the same questions, though, despite all the planning and damage control. What actually transpired in that hotel room? Who made the video leak? And why does it seem like there is still more to this story? Because, as it happens, it wasn't finished. Another insider who claimed to have been working at the hotel that evening came forward just when everyone thought they had heard everything. What did they say, too? Everything would be different. The anonymous hotel employee's comment, "You only know half the story," slammed on the blogs like a ton of bricks. That night, I worked. I witnessed EVERKKang. Rasheeda and Mendeecees allegedly spent the night together at a posh hotel where the source worked as a part-time night supervisor, and they weren't holding back. The whistleblower explained everything in a string of direct messages sent to a well-known gossip page. They arrived at around midnight. She used a different name when she checked in. After 10 minutes, he arrived. They were taciturn, but not very taciturn. At the front desk, they chuckled. He was carrying her suitcase for the night. We were all schooled to avoid asking questions, but we all knew who they were. The internet had been waiting for this confirmation. It was no longer hearsay. These were receipts. If this hotel employee was correct, the night in issue wasn't an emotional slip. Rather, it was prearranged, deliberate, coordinated. The shocking revelation followed. I saw someone else enter the room after them, but I didn't see a camera. Not employees, only a dude wearing a sweatshirt. I assumed it might have been an assistant or stylist. I'm not sure now, though. He was there for just 10 minutes. The inference was obvious. Was there anybody else in the room? Had they set up a covert camera? Was it an inside job that caused the leak? People started looking into hotel security policies as these direct messages spread. Theories abound in Reddit and X threads. Perhaps it was an effort at blackmail. Perhaps they were leaked for financial gain by someone close to them. Perhaps it was retaliation. Rashida eventually broke her silence, for real this time, while everyone else was frantically trying to find answers. Sitting in what appeared to be her home office, she went live on Instagram. She had her hair pulled back. She had swollen eyes. No filtering, not glam, just genuine feeling. Her voice was trembling as she started. "I didn't want to do this on camera. However, I can't continue to watch lies spiral out of control." Instantly, the conversation erupted. More than 100,000 people watched live. "I won't stand here and defend something that I know is flawed. I made a mistake. I did something that I never would have imagined doing. Additionally, I inflicted pain on unworthy people." She took a moment to gather herself before speaking again. "I was the one keeping everything together for years, grinning despite being humiliated, cleaning up other people's mess. And at some point throughout the journey, I lost my sense of importance. Then someone stepped up and paid attention. Don't judge, just comprehension. Was it incorrect? Of course. However, it was genuine. And no one wants to hear that portion. It was a shocking revelation. On camera, Rasheeda had just acknowledged that something had occurred. She and Mendeecees' emotional and physical bond is unquestionably confirmed, even if the graphic video isn't. She did not give him a name. She made no mention of Kirk or Yandy. However, everyone was aware, and the internet went crazy. Her honesty was praised by some fans. At last, she lost her temper. "She's human," a spectator said. Others were less understanding. "You also broke your vows, girl. Don't make this seem like self-care." However, despite its potency, the live also sparked more inquiries. What precisely transpired? Was she attempting to steer the conversation, or was she being truthful out of guilt? In all of this, where was Mendeecees? Well, hours later, that response was given. Mendeecees shared a rare black and white image of himself sitting by himself on a rooftop with the city skyline in the backdrop. "Sometimes good people make bad choices," was the straightforward caption. Does not imply that they are evil people, simply indicates that they're human. "I apologize." That was it. Not a video, not live, no interview, only a caption. However, it had a lot to say. Additionally, some people wanted more, while others valued the simplicity. "What are you sorry for? Speak her name. You must tell Yandy the truth." Nevertheless, Yandy's quiet was deafening. Since meeting Kirk in the cafe, she hadn't blogged. Furthermore, there were now rumors that she had left the home she shared with Mendeecees. She packed a suitcase and left with the kids, one source said. She has been residing at her mother's house. She admitted to pals that she needed time to reflect. She doesn't even want to see him at the moment. As the emotional rubble subsided, Kirk Frost took another surprising action. He shared an old snapshot of himself and Rashida in their early 20s. "We've been through worse," the caption stated. "But I never imagined that we would be here." Fans suddenly started to feel something for Kirk instead of dragging him. The man was suddenly on the receiving end of treachery after being ridiculed for years for his disdain. The internet, however, never forgets. Some remarked, "Kirk built this karma," while others defended him. It only comes in lip gloss and heels. However, there was still more turmoil simmering beneath the surface. According to a person close to Jasmine, she had more tea and was holding off on spilling it until the proper moment. She is texting old conversations. Evidence suggesting Rashida was aware of information Kirk was still keeping secret. She won't hold back indefinitely. Why now? What was the reason behind Jasmine's abrupt return to this story? Retaliation is one theory. Relevance is another theory. In any case, supporters were expecting considerably more mayhem. As everyone's attention was focused on Kirk, Yandy, Mendeecees, and Rashida, someone else entered the scene like a scene stealer in a reality TV finale. Burris Candy, indeed. The Candy. Business magnate, musician, reality star, and a close friend of Yandy and Rashida. She used very strong language on her podcast, saying, "I'm not naming names." However, what happens if you approach temptation as a form of therapy? You're going to learn a lot about heartbreak, baby. Playing in the dark and expecting to win is not an option. Boom. It was the shade that everyone heard. Everyone knew who Candy was referring to. so she didn't need to name them. She wasn't finished either. Atlanta is a tiny city. They are perceived as being sleek. However, someone is always observing. Additionally, some of you forgot that loyalty is reciprocal. Her remarks ignited the internet once more. She was accused by some of taking advantage of the drama. Some claimed she was simply being honest. In any case, it was obvious that the inner ring of ATL royalty was breaking apart. However, just as fans were expecting more drama, more treachery, and more tea, something unexpected occurred. The entire video was leaked. Not on popular websites, not on Instagram, but in obscure places on the internet. Telegram. Private discussion boards. Links are being distributed like illegal goods. It had a gritty texture, less than 4 minutes, but enough to be certain. Rasheeda, Mendeecees, together, by themselves. Too close to be true. Then everything was different. The internet took off. Supporters stopped. Some were furious, some simply. In startled stillness, they watched. Since the murmurs were over now, the rumors were true. The invoices were out. And everyone involved in this scenario had to deal with the consequences. The internet held its breath when the entire video leaked. Then, boom, the response was immediate, tragic, crazy. Twitter was inundated with screenshots. Clips were being shared on dubious forums, sent over private direct messages, then taken down just as quickly. However, the damage was already done, so it didn't matter. It was unmistakably real, intimate, and explicit. Avoid blurring. Definitely, there are no more excuses. Following Rasheeda's sincere live and Mendeecees' evasive apology, the timing of it all felt like a premeditated nuclear drop, just when tensions were already rising. Right now, apologies were not wanted. They desired responsibility. 24 hours later, Yandy spoke up. Don't use lengthy captions. No sentimental lies. Instagram simply displays a dark screen with the words, "You can't heal in a place that broke you," written in white letters. She also unfollowed Rasheeda beneath it. Mendeecees were unfollowed. Removed all of his pictures from her feed. Every family getaway. Each anniversary post. Lost. Once more, the internet went viral. Fans declared, "She's done. She is in her Beyoncé Lemonade phase right now." Others conjectured that she was going directly to court. Rumor had it that she had already consulted a divorce lawyer. She is silent, but don't interpret it as forgiveness, according to one source. She is deliberately planning her departure. Mendeecees won't anticipate it. Rasheeda, meanwhile, disappeared entirely. She apparently canceled a clothing line event that was planned for that weekend, closed all comments, and disabled direct messages following the leak. She had reportedly been inside her home for days. She went into lockdown with her close circle. Even her mother, who always defends Rasheeda, shared a mysterious story on social media. Sometimes the people you raise let you down the most. Oh no, Mendeecees too. He was deafeningly silent. No post-up. Not a video. Just gone. He was reportedly laying low in Miami, possibly staying with a cousin after leaving New York. According to others, he was discussing how, if at all, he would recover from this with a crisis management public relations team. The streets, however, were chatting. Old love and hip-hop clips reappeared, featuring Rasheeda sobbing over Kirk's betrayals, Yandy standing up for Mendeecees when he was imprisoned, and fans solving the problem like detectives. Yandy rode for him while he was in prison was one tweet that went viral. Rasheeda supported a man who repeatedly treated her disrespectfully. And their stories intersect in DS way. It's the best script you could write. Except, someone did. Because suddenly, production companies were like vultures surrounding the controversy. An offer for a limited documentary series tentatively named ATL Betrayal, Love, Loyalty and Lies was disclosed in a leaked email exchange between Rasheeda's manager and a reality show producer. The offer was genuine. The cash, enormous. The pitch, an unvarnished, unadulterated behind-the-scenes glimpse into the fallout from one of the most significant scandals in reality TV history. However, Rasheeda's group allegedly turned them down. According to one insider, she's not ready. She is still assimilating. She is not interested in making this into material. Not quite yet. She was supposedly urged not to do it by Kirk, who is often the king of exploiting turmoil for screen time. It struck differently this time. Before we speak, we must heal. Fans, however, weren't prepared to let it go. Mendeecees' removal from forthcoming appearances was the subject of petitions. Some even called attention to Rasheeda's endorsements, tagging companies and requesting that they cut their connections. It was turning into a reckoning, not simply a controversy. In the midst of everything, Jasmine reappeared with receipts. She posted a carousel of screenshots at a petty, shocking moment. Kirk's old texts. Messages suggesting Rasheeda was aware that he had been creeping even more recently than the general public believed. After the first baby controversy, there were indications that Rasheeda and Jasmine had been in communication and may have even worked together behind the scenes to prevent some information from being made public. Jasmine captioned the photo, saying, "She played the victim well. However, we all received filth. Some of us are simply adept at maintaining our cleanliness in public." Fans were now going crazy. Was the distraught wife actually Rasheeda? Or had she always been calculating? Did she get caught for the first time, or was this relationship with Mendeecees the first time she went out? Kirk finally uploaded a new article, perhaps sensing the heat. It showed him in the studio with his eyes heavy and music playing. Nothing to say. "The truth doesn't need to yell," is the only statement displayed on the screen. The entire scandal seemed to suddenly come to a head once more. More inquiries, more uncertainty, more mayhem. But strangely, one person stayed in the middle of all the public devastation. Silent. Young Mona Scott. The reality TV queen. The creative force behind hip-hop and love. The person whose shows have seen civilizations rise and fall. Rumor on the street? Storylines were already being reorganized by her. According to one report, filming was temporarily halted in order to rethink the story. The insider stated, "They're attempting to get Yandy and Rasheeda in the same room. If they succeed, it will be historic. Consider that." Cameras are rolling as two women who were once sisters in loyalty stand across from one another, the weight of betrayal between them. Fans, however, are not certain it will occur. Because this drama doesn't feel like it's ended, even as the dust begins to settle. It seems like the start of something even messier, if anything. Deeper still, too many unanswered questions remain. Who took the video? Why is it leaking now? Did the blackmail go all right? And above everything, from here, where does everyone go? Because there's no denying that the consequences extend beyond what transpired in the hotel that evening. It's about the aftermath. There is no longer any trust. Reputations were damaged. Families split up. Furthermore, there is no turning back for some of these athletes. Fans are still observing, though, updating their schedules, awaiting the subsequent post, the upcoming live event, and the next mysterious caption. Because of this scandal, the next explosion might happen at any time. Additionally, Rasheeda might be hiding. Mendeecees might also remain quiet. Yandy might also be recovering. The narrative is still in progress. There you have it, everyone. One of the most startling, surprising, and intense controversies reality TV has ever encountered. The aftermath of Rasheeda and Mendeecees' late-night liaison has left a path of heartache, anger, and unresolved issues, ranging from covert hotel meetings to leaked video, public outbursts, and silent betrayals. What began as rumors became a full-fledged storm that upended relationships, rocked the business, and made fans reevaluate all they believed they understood about love, loyalty, and the people they had supported for years. Rasheeda's quiet is more powerful than her words. The apologies from Mendeecees hardly touched the surface. Yandy, too? Despite the fact that her world is burning behind her, she is leaving with a proud attitude. Is this the end of the trip, though, or is there still more to come? Because, let's face it, we still don't know a lot. The video was leaked by whom? Why now? Will Rasheeda ever be in front of people again? And is there even the slightest possibility that retaliation or forgiveness could be hiding in the shadows? However, we would like to hear from you. Do you believe that Mendeecees and Rashida were always planning this? Is it best for Yandy to go on permanently? Is there anyone who can return from such an event? We're reading everything, so please share your ideas in the comments section below. You never know when the next bombshell may come out, so don't forget to press the like button if you're as shaken as we are. Hit subscribe to stay up to date on all the newest tea, and turn on those notifications. This is a mess. This is unadulterated. This is a play from real life. And believe me, it's not quite over yet. Keep an eye out.